Hey y'all, come on in. It's time to make kale salad. When it's Tuesday, I'm gonna say Wednesday even. It is Tuesday evening, and I decided I want some kale salad. Um, just kale salad, and I think I'm gonna have some leftover squash casserole with it. So anyway, let's make kale salad. Hope y'all are doing good. Thank y'all for all of the well wishes about my voice and congratulating me on my 15,000 subscribers. Appreciate it. It's because of you all that it's happened. Thanks for all the prayers. My voice is coming back pretty well. Kareem says his sore throat is pretty much gone. So anyway, let's get into this kale salad. This is a real simple, has quite a few ingredients, but it's real easy to make. Okay, I started out with a 1 pound bag of super food green kale greens, and these are grown in Georgia, my hometown, by the way. So this 1 pound bag of kale, I just used the whole bag, the entire bag. And what I've done is just taken it out of the bag, obviously, and I put it into my NutriBullet. Because if you remember when I talked to you about it before, I told you it needed to be bruised. And I found out a quick way to bruise it was to put it into my NutriBullet and just pulse it 4 or 5 times like that. You don't ground it up fine. If you do it like that, some of it's ground up pretty good and some of it's still left kind of whole. But for the most part, you want it ground up pretty much like that. As you know, kale is kind of coarse when you eat it, so you don't want to leave it too big. So that's a good amount. That's going to make you a nice bowl of kale salad. You're going to have lots of it left over unless you have a lot of people eating off of it. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and chop some onions. I've decided this time, instead of using red onions, I've decided I wanted some green onions. So I went and got me a bunch of green onions. I'm just going to use the entire bunch. I'm just going to slice them like so. Just slice them as small as or as large as you want them. It's up to you. These onions are not very strong, but they have a real good flavor to them. So, you know, I always want to switch up every once in a while. I think the last time I made it, I used red onions. So I'm using the green onions this time. I'm going to use the green part and the white part. Just going to chop it. Just be careful. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife so it cuts pretty easily. And a good flat cutting surface as well. Of course, I'm using my countertop, which is what I use to cut everything on. Cuts nicely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, I got it all cut up pretty much like I want it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put that right into the bowl. Right into the bowl. Okay. Now, I had to go back out to the store because, y'all, I forgot to buy my corn. You have to have fresh corn to go into this salad. So what I'm going to do, I've just taken... just took the husk off the corn and took the silk off, and I've got my little corn cutter. Thanks to my dear husband, he was a gadget person. I think I told y'all that. So I got a lot of little gadget type things around my kitchen, and this just makes it really easy to get that corn off in no time flat. I think I might need you. I've got 3 ears of corn here. I think I'm just gonna. I think 3 ears. I believe that's what I usually put. I can't even remember. I need to write this recipe down. I'm pulling it out of my head right now. Okay, so that's 1 ear. Yeah, it's gonna take all 3 ears. So 3 ears of corn. It's real simple. And if you don't have one of these little corn cutters, then you're gonna need your really sharp knife, and I'll show you how to just take a sharp knife and do the same thing. It does the same identical thing. That corn cutter is just faster. It's a lot messier because all that juice doesn't pop everywhere. So either use your knife or a corn cutter, but the object is to get the corn off in kernels to be in the salad. Okay. And this one's kind of meaty, so to speak, so I could go down it twice. Okay. Kind of gets messy because that corn pops a little bit. Okay. I love this corn cut. I tell you what, it works well. And when, like last Sunday, we had a fresh corn on the cob. Well, not corn on the cob. We had fresh fried corn. And cutting it off is a breeze. I think I cut off 20 years or more. 20 or 21 years, I believe it was. Okay, so now the corn's in there. It's all done. This comes apart some kind of way. We're just going to shake it, shake it out. Okay, so that is done. I think I need a little bit of a cleanup here on my countertop. Let's wipe this off a little bit. Okay, the next ingredient going into the salad is going to be my tomato. Okay. Same thing. I'm just going to put it out here on the counter. And I'm going to cut them. Chop them up in just little, as small as pieces as I can get it. I could put them into the Ninja, but I don't want them, I don't want it cut up really, I don't want it mashed, because that Ninja, if you don't pulse it just right, it will take these tomatoes somewhere I don't want them to be. They'll be too. So we're just going to take the time here and cut them into little small squares. And I'm letting you see me do this real time because this is just one of those dishes that just does not take a lot of time. And since I haven't talked to y'all, I think since, what was Sunday? Okay, so that's big enough. So you just get that, dump it right in there. And for me, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this other one. I'm going to take and slice it like so. Go through it just like that. Turn it around and go through it just like this. And I'll get my little squares going. And then turn it out like that. Just cut through it. There's, like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat, you know. And for me, there's no, the next time I do this, I might cut it a different way. It just depends on how sharp the knife is at there. How well I remember how well I cut it the time before. But this is just real basic cutting and chopping and mixing. This is a very easy salad to make, and it's so nutritious. It's so good, and of course it's going to be better tomorrow than it's going to be tonight when I eat it, because the ingredients would have had a chance to mesh together, sort of marinate into each other. Okay, so got that done. And if you want some more tomatoes in it, you can put more tomatoes in, but this is as much as I want in mine. And I also think that I'm going to just put a little bit, because I like the onion flavor in mine. This is a lot of kale. I'm going to take, I've already cut another onion over here because I used it for Kareem's burgers. I'm just going to cut me just a little bit, about not a fourth of a medium-sized onion. I'm just going to chop it. Just put it in there for extra flavor. This is just me. If you don't like a lot of onion, leave this part off. I like onions. I'm like my daughter. I guess that's where my daughter Tanya gets it from. She loves onion. I'm sure if y'all watch her channel when she's eating or preparing anything, if onions has to be on it, she likes lots of them. So she probably gets it from her mother. Okay. Now, I'm going to do another little fast cleanup. Okay. Over here. And we're going to get on to our next ingredients. The next ingredient going into will be our liquid ingredients. I need to grab me a mixing spoon here. Get it right here where you can see me. Okay, isn't that pretty? It looks like confetti. Reminds me of the holiday that's coming up, the 4th of July. I will have some of this left over, of course. I always make a big dish of this because I think everybody that comes over that wants something light. And then see, today's Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm not going to be doing a lot of cooking as far as just for everyday cooking. I'll be cooking my 4th of July meal. So something like this with just this and I almost said grilled cheese. I'm off the grilled cheese right now. But anything, a salad and anything to me is really good. I'm not hard to please when it comes to eating. I just like my food good and well seasoned. Okay, now I want to use rice vinegar in here because you want a kind of a vinegary, sweet vinegary flavor going on. I'm going to go ahead and add my brown sugar. I already know I'm going to add some in there. So that's about a good tablespoonful. Okay. And the reason I'm only going to do 1 tablespoonful is because my rice vinegar has a little, a little bit of sweet taste to it. I'm going to put a dash of that vinegarette, that balsamic vinegarette, and the raspberry vinegarette in there. That's going to be my seasoning for the salad, my dressing rather for the salad. So I'm also going to add a dash of salt and a dash of black pepper. Sous chef did not have my black pepper and salt right where I needed, so I had to cross the room. So I'm going to sprinkle about a teaspoon of black pepper in there. You know, we still know that black pepper tastes good in most things. And this is Morton's kosher salt, or sea salt is what I always use. And I like those heavy granules of salt. I just love them. And when I'm using salt, that's what I always use, or most of the time anyway. So anyway, what have y'all been doing on this Tuesday before the 4th? Are y'all cooking? You going out? Somebody invited you out? You got lucky and got a 4th of July invite? Or you cooking your meal in? You're eating out? Or you traveling? I never like to travel on holidays. Never ever like it at all. Okay, this is about a couple tablespoons of that rice vinegar. I'm going to put about 3 or 4 tablespoons. In all, I'll probably have a half a cup of dressing in here because you don't need a lot of dressing, just enough to get it coated and get that taste going. And you could just put 1 of these. You know me, I like lots of flavor. Just loads of tons of flavor. The more flavor for me, the better it is. I'm going to get this all mixed up. Sometimes you can make your own dressing if you happen not to have some. Sometimes I have made my own dressing if I didn't have these ones already mixed up. But these are really good. Oh gosh, that smells so good. That balsamic vinegarette, and that raspberry vinaigrette. I haven't put the balsamic in yet. Let me just go ahead and taste of it, and I'll know how much I need to put in there. Oh, wow, it's good. Yum, yum, yum. So, I'm going to put the same amount. It's going to pull that real vinegary, make the vinegar taste more stronger. See how pretty? I'm telling y'all, it's just that simple. This salad is done. It's done. I mean, what can I say? It is done. I almost thought I wanted to put strawberries in here, but I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to hang with what I've got here. Yep, just what it needed was that balsamic vinaigrette. And because this is a green vegetable, it has some water content. We don't have to put a lot on it because I'm just going to put a little bit more. I want a little bit more of that in there. Now tomorrow, when you look at it, or the next day or later on in the day, it's going to have a little juice at the bottom because it's a veggie. And veggies secrete their own juices. But mainly for this salad, excuse me, you just want it to be well coated. Okay. That is so perfect, y'all. What I'm going to do is just put it in a dish, cover it, and put it in the fridge and let it get nice and cold. And in a little while, excuse me, I'm about to get strangled. In a little while, I'm going to dish me up some to eat with my leftover squash casserole from Sunday. So hold on just 1 minute for me. Okay, y'all, there it is, the beautiful kale salad. It looks worthy of the 4th of July. So we'll have some of this on the 4th as well. But for tonight, it's all done. I'm getting ready to put it in another container, sit it in the fridge, let it cool down a little bit. And I'm going to have some on my plate with my squash salad, as the squash casserole rather. Anyway, hope y'all having a God bless Tuesday evening. Like I said, my throat is getting better. I'm allowing those antibiotics to work their way in. I've rested this week. I think that might have been part of my situation, plus the pollen and such. So if you're having allergy problems, a few of you have said that you've had issues with your allergies. And my best guess is that the weather is so hot because we've been in triple digits since Saturday, I believe. Along with the pollen still out. I have a black vehicle and I don't have a covered garage, so I can still see that pollen dust on my car. So I know that's all part of it. But anyhow, we're going to be okay. We're going to keep the prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. And we know that God is a healer. And for those things that we need to be healed of and those prayers that we need answered, we just stick to it and continue to pray without ceasing for all of the things that are going on. You know, every single day, seems like when I turn the news on, and I try to listen at snippets of the news just to see what's going on around me, because I'm a firm believer in knowing what's happening around me. The latest airplane crash, there's been 2 or 3 of them with private planes, and we send up prayers for those families that they will be comforted by our prayers, to know that God is still in control no matter what happens, no matter what things befall us. So as I always ask you all, please continue to pray without ceasing for all the things that are going on in this world today. We know there's a lot of political stuff going on, so pray that turns out for the best, for the greater good. For the things that are happening on our jobs. We're going to pray for people at work so that when we go into work, we can be at work in peace and it's harmonious, and we can get those raises and those positions without bickering or having to file complaints or lawsuits and those kind of things. All kinds of things are going on around us. So that's why I always ask you all to please pray for one another. Pray for yourself, first of all, that God will strengthen and enable you to be able to do the things that you need to do, so that when your prayers go up, the blessings will come down. Because as we always say too, that the prayers of the righteous availeth much. So for those of you who are traveling during this holiday season, I pray safety. Safety is of the Lord, and we ask that your angels of safety would go before you on the highways, or if you're flying in the skyways, on the train, on the railways, and on the bus, of course on the roadways, as well as in your vehicle. We ask for traveling mercies for each one of you, and when you reach your destination, we hope that you find everything well and in order, and we see you there and all the way back when you get home. Everything is well and in order. So enjoy the holiday. If you're staying home or whatever you're doing, of course, I'm certainly going to be home here cooking. So when you get back, hit me up a few lines and let me know what you did over the 4th, because I'm going to be maybe on the grill now. If it's in the triple digits on the 4th of July morning, I won't be on the grill. I'll just put all my meat in the oven. But anywho, y'all know I'm going to video mine so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So, love you guys. Thank you again for your prayers. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you, all of my subscribers. And we just continue to ask you to keep those prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. Love you guys. See you on the 4th. Toodaloo.